What's good, y'all? It's that boy, Easy Millions, and I'm your host of That Boy ETV. And you already know, man, we are back on Marvel Rivals, and here we are with another character breakdown. And as you can see in the background, it's for that boy Iron Man, baby. So let's get right into this. And again, we're talking about Iron Man. He is a duelist. He's a 2 out of 5 difficulty with a base health pool of 250 and a movement speed of 6 meters a second, man. Now, Iron Man is effective against melee teams, and he can shoot even the strongest enemies from above. However, even though he can fly, he doesn't shine with his speed, and his ultimate has been nerfed a lot since the beta version of the game. He is easy to take down, but if you take advantage of tall buildings, you'll be able to survive for a long time. Generally, this character is very easy to get used to, so if you're just starting your journey in Marvel Rivals and you don't mind sacrificing your speed, you'll feel quite comfortable playing with Iron Man. It's worth mentioning that Iron Man can stay in the air for as long as he likes, because this ability doesn't have a cooldown. He works best with Groot, Penny Parker, Hulk, Namor, Luna Snow, Loki, and Mantis, man. Now, Iron Man is going to be one of those DPSs that are up in the sky flying around, being a menace, man. Basically, when you're playing Iron Man, you want to be that annoying fly that's in your house that you always see, but you can't manage to catch and kill him, man. He's very fun to use, very easy, and a lot of his moves are very strong and allow you to get very easy and quick kills. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start talking about his normal attack, and he has 2 of these. The first one's going to be called the Repulsor Blast, and with this, you fire nano pulse cannons forward. This is a projectile. It does 55 damage, and the fire rate is 1.67 rounds per second, man. Now, as you can see, when you shoot these, you will be able to kill your basic 275, 250 heroes in about 3 direct hits. So right there, that's pretty good. Now, also with this, it does have splash AoE damage, which does probably about half the amount, as it takes 3 direct hits to kill you, but it takes about 8 to 9 AoE hits to kill a 275, 250 character. But you want to make sure that you're just aiming this pretty well. It's fairly easy to hit. Now, when you are playing up in the sky, you'll probably most likely get the AoE splash off of it, but we will be able to get it, and I think that this primary attack is very good. Now, for a second primary attack, we have what's called the Unibeam. And for this, you fire Unibeam forward. This does 120 damage a second. The ammo consumption is 10 per second. This does not have a critical hit. The beam length is only 25 meters. And the Repulsor Blast and Unibeam share the same ammo count. And this is a channeled casting, man. So as you can see, when you come up and you shoot this, you'll shoot a beam from your chest. And with the 275, 250 heroes, you will have way more than enough if you're able to hit this consistently. But this move right here is very also used on tanks. It's very good for tank killing as far as shredding them down. So make sure that with this, you're using them within a close range, and especially on them tanks, man, because it takes down and it shreds their health pretty quickly. But just make sure that you're aware of the 25 meters, because when I first started playing them, I was thinking I was able to hit this beam a lot further than I thought, and that will get you killed. So just make sure that you're within range and you're using this up close. It's usually better to use up close than like your Repulsor Blast, but it's also dependent on the user which one you want, man. But let's get into his abilities, man. And the first one we're going to talk about is going to be called Hyper Velocity. And with this, you activate Hyper Velocity to swift forward flight. It has a resource meter instead of a cooldown and allows using a micro missile barrage. Now with this, you get 100% in a movement boost. The maximum energy is going to be 120. The energy cost is going to be 15 per second. And the energy recovery speed is 10 per second. And as you can see, when you hit this, you will start flying around and you will have the ability to shoot your missiles. So as you can see, you'll fly around. This is going to be your basic movement tool when it comes to either getting in and out of situations or just getting back to the fight quickly. That's essentially what you will use this for. And the missile barrage is a good way if you're coming in as you're coming into the fight to just go ahead and shoot those missiles on the way in. So this is a very good movement tool for him, and this is primarily how you will be getting around, man. So just make sure you're using this to get back to the fight and to get out of fights when your health is low. Now we're going to move on to the next ability here, which is going to be called the Armor Overdrive. And with this, you activate Armor Override State, enhancing the damage of Repulsor Blast and Unibeam, man. And for this, it has a 10-second duration with a 20-second cooldown, man. Now, as you can see, when you pop this, you will see him power up, and you will get a much stronger Repulsor Blast, which kills in about 2 shots instead of the 3 direct hits, and you will get a much stronger Unibeam from this as well. So with this right here, you pretty much just want to kind of turn this up as much as possible, have it on as much as possible, because you want to be able to just go ahead and get out as much damage as possible and as quickly as possible. So you want to make sure that every time that this ability is available, that you have it turned on. Also, this ability does give you access to your missile barrage. So the same way you're able to shoot missiles when you're flying, once you pop this ability, you'll also be able to pop the same missiles in it. So just make sure with this, you're popping this as often as possible to go ahead and continually put out extra damage with your abilities, man. Now, speaking of these missiles that I keep listing, let's go ahead and get into this ability, as it's called the Micro Missile Barrage. And with this, when Hyper Velocity or Armor Overdrive is used, Iron Man can launch a missile bombardment. This is a scatter type projectile that generates a spell area upon impact. You shoot out 16 missiles. The projectile speed is going to be 15 meters a second. The range is going to be 2 meters in a spherical radius, and the cooldown is 8 seconds. Now this to launch missiles directly beneath Iron Man, man. So like it says here, whether you are flying around, you will go ahead and be able to release these missiles, as you can see when you're flying around. And the other way you can release them is once you have the Armor Overdrive, you will also be able to go ahead and launch your missiles out of that as well. Now, with the Missile Barrage, I would just try to use this as much as possible. Again, when you're flying in, just go ahead and make sure you're popping that. And when you use your Overdrive, make sure you're using your Missile Barrage. I see a lot of times that a lot of the Iron Mans aren't really using the Missile Barrage that often. They're just primarily using the Repulsor Blast and the Unibeam. But make sure that, especially when you pop your Armor Overdrive, that you are taking advantage of this Missile Barrage. And as you're flying in from coming back from a respawn, or if you're doubling back from flying back to get healed, just so you don't die, as you're coming back in, fly over the battlefield once again and drop down the missile barrages. I don't see enough Iron Man taking advantage of this, and I'm pretty sure that it's very, very effective. Because when I was using it, I was able to get a lot of random kills, and it also helped me put up a lot of damage, man. But now we're going to get into his final ability, which is going to be his ult, and everyone knows this one. But it's called the Invincible Pulse Cannon. And with this, you fire a devastating pulse cannon in the targeted direction, delivering catastrophic damage to the targeted area upon impact. And with this, the energy cost is going to be 2,800. The projectile speed is going to be 25 meters a second. The damage over time is going to be 300 per second. The explosion radius is 10 meters in a spherical radius. The explosion damage is going to be 1,000. The spill field damage fall off is 5% fall off at 10 meters. And the dispersive spell field that deals damage over time to nearby enemies, man. And as you see, when you pop this, you will hear the maximum pulse, and he will shoot out a big blast that usually is able to go ahead and kill massive amounts of characters and massive amounts of enemies at one time, man. So the maximum pulse, I'm pretty sure everyone here has heard this maximum pulse. We know how this ult is extremely, extremely strong, and it can be used at the right time to make big, big plays, man. Like on domination, when if everyone on the point, if you're able to fly behind the team and shoot it from behind them, they probably won't even know, and you will definitely kill pretty much everybody caught in that blast, man, including tanks, everybody. And we all know, once you hear that maximum pulse, you want to go ahead and get the hell out of Dodge, because you know dang well that this ability here is probably one of the strongest ults in the game, man. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get over, talk about his team up ability. That's going to be called Gamma Overdrive. And with this, when Iron Man uses Armor Overdrive, he will initiate a Gamma upgrade. The duration is going to be 20 seconds. The cooldown is 20 seconds. And the team up target is going to be the Hulk, man. And as you can see, when you have this team up ability active, when you pop the Armor Overdrive, you will see a green hue in your abilities, this is letting you know that you're letting out the excess gamma radiation, putting out more damage. Now, this team up here is essentially one of the best in the game because it gives Hulk extra health while giving Iron Man extra damage. This is a very good team up. It's one of the most banned team ups in competitive tournament play. So just know that it is very, very good. All it basically does is enhance his already destructive powers, man. So make sure if you do have a Hulk that you do try to take advantage of this team up as much as possible. Now, when it comes to Iron Man, in my opinion, again, is best played as that fly in your house that you always see but you don't manage to catch and kill. He's annoying as hell to deal with, as well as having very, very strong abilities to melt not only tanks, but having ult that can destroy the whole team at one time, man. A very good Iron Man is very hard to deal with and can almost single-handedly help his team get the dub, man. But this has been another one of them character breakdowns, and I hope y'all enjoy that, man. But as always, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, share, become a supporter, and catch me streaming on Facebook Gaming and Twitch at DatBoyETV. Now, catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.